Some people will say that yoga is okay. After all, it's simply exercises and we shouldn't stop anybody from doing things like that. But is yoga just exercises? Or is there something of spirituality behind yoga? What is interesting is if you want to become a Hindu, you take up yoga. And in the Hindu system, there are 4 basic types of yoga. What we have in this country is normally hatha-yoga, and that comes out of one of the types of yoga of Hinduism. And when you break it down, you actually find that every part of yoga is something to do with spirituality, but it is not a spirituality that leads you to the living God of Christianity. So for instance, yoga brings us into an impersonal false God, i.e. a God of the force, F-O-R-C-E. It is a God of power. It is not a living God. It is not a person that we can come to know, but it is a power. And yoga seeks to release that power from within you. There is specifically a type of yoga that wants to release the power base that's at the bottom of your spine, and so it takes over your whole body. But even if you're not into that form of yoga, yoga is seeking to bring you to this impersonal God. So it's going to lead you away from a true relationship with the living God. And very often what also happens with yoga is you are encouraged to worship a God-man, a guru. Many forms of yoga and many books of yoga have been written by these gurus. And if you follow that particular line, if you follow that particular way, you begin to take that person on board, almost worship that person because they are a God-man, somebody that's been through all their reincarnations and has come back to earth to help us. And so what we actually see is yoga is not just exercises. And indeed, every position in yoga that you get yourself into and every position that you take up and the breathing that you do and sometimes the things that you're told to meditate on as you release things from your mind, all of these are to do with a different God, not the God of Scripture, to a different God. And so if we follow yoga through, we will end up not knowing the living God, but knowing a different God. And we will end up in a different position with a different spirituality.